Front stand clear.
Story of the Mesivta, 1C, take 5.
Welcome to Mesivta. Let me show you around. This is the place where we daven and learn.
Wait, Rebbe, why does Tosfos hold Onshin Mamon Min Adin?
Asked Ezra Avis, a Talmud of Mesivta's BMK Shir.
So that's an excellent question.
Answered Rabinowitz, one of Mesivta's many exceptional Rebbeim.
And the answer is right here in the Mishnah.
We also have excellent general studies, such as English, science, and history. Outside of class, students are very friendly and welcoming. There's a great sense of community throughout the Mesivta halls. There are plenty of activities to choose from. That was just an overview. Let me tell you the real story of Mesivta.
The story of the Mesivta is one of inspired Torah, ambitious education, and refined character. Even more important than our Rebbeim giving over information and skills, it's that they give over inspired Torah to our Talmidim. It's deeply gratifying to see the combination of such high-level learning with Rebbeim who are profoundly trained Talmidei Chachamim, Rabbanim, experts in Lomdus and Halacha and Machshava, and connect to their Talmidim so deeply and in such a personal way.
Some of the terms that we often use when we talk about Gemara, Tanakh, Halacha, we tend to fall into using the word subject, and it's just wrong. Nothing could be farther from the truth. When guys are jumping out of their seats because they have a burning question, when guys won't let the Rebbe leave the room during the break and won't let themselves leave during the break because they have to get that last point, that shows an actual passion and an actual love for learning that transcends the idea of just learning another subject.
All of my teachers, all of my classes, all of my Rebbeim, they all push me to learn whatever I can, push myself, whether it's within the class or outside of it.
At Mesivta, we have an ambitious educational program. We're giving students lots of hands-on activities to really experience the material and walk out of the class with something that really matters to them.
Our teachers are respectable, professional people who teach our students how to interact with the world around them in a manner of derech eretz, in a manner of professionalism.
Probably the biggest thing I try to keep in mind is building character. Trying new things can sometimes be frustrating, and I think learning to work through that frustration builds persistence that in the end builds a maturity that I can really see developing in my students over the course of the year.
The type of questions that we pose to students aren't just one-dimensional. So being able to look at something that's more open-ended, use their problem-solving skills to come up with a solution that might be different than their partner or another classmate is valued and important.
The general feeling that we have at the Mesivta is that of a family, is that of caring for each other.
Everyone's looking out for each other, everyone says good morning and smiles, and you can talk to your Rebbeim, whatever you need, you talk to your friends, your teachers. We're all in this together.
Maybe in a class of 30, it's hard to be part of a discussion, but when there's only 10 students in the class, everybody has a role.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful being together at a Shabbaton and feeling like it's not 4 grades that all happen to be on the same campus or in the same building. This is really one school, it's one yeshiva.
Our students are necessarily broad enough to recognize that there isn't one single derech in Avodas Hashem, and that achdus, that sense of respecting one another, is one of the most cherished things in Mesivta's halls.
Obviously, we're in difficult times. We've been experiencing the last year. And something that hit home a lot, I myself, I remember giving my first shmooze, going through what happened. I couldn't help but just, breaking out in tears in front of the Mesivta. And knowing that our boys, and this is just like a little snapshot of what's happening with Klal Yisrael, is going into these situations who were just here a few years ago, like playing ball and interacting and in shir, and now they could be going into Gaza or into these type of situations. It's something just even talking about, I'm getting the chills.
Just finished up training, heading off to course Makim now. All my friends just went down into Gaza. One of the really beautiful things about Mesivta is that because it's such a small school, you really have the opportunity to form a very strong connection with every person there, whether that be the other students in your class, the other grades, the teachers, administration, everyone.
One of our alumni who's served extensively in the IDF since October reached out to me unsolicited, left me a voice note about how the things he learned here in the Mesivta, in retrospect, gave him such strength in the hardest times, and that his connection to his Judaism, his Yiddishkeit, under difficult circumstances was really forged in our hallways and in our shir rooms and in our classrooms, and that was very, very meaningful to us. To think that the formative years of a young man are here in the Mesivta, that we set them on a path of lifelong learning, of lifelong connection to Torah, to Am Yisrael, to be leaders in Am Yisrael.
That's the real story of the Mesivta.